Hello everyone, my name is Jackie and I work at the Champaign Public Library. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to make your own 3D project using Tinkercad. I will also let you know how you can share your project with us and get it printed on one of our 3D printers. To start, go to tinkercad.com. If this is your first time on Tinkercad, you'll need to create an account. Do this by clicking Join Now and then click on Create a Personal Account. Follow the steps that Tinkercad gives to create your new account. Since I already have an account, I'm going to go back to tinkercad.com and sign in. Once you've signed in, you'll be directed to your dashboard. This is where you'll find your projects. To create a new project, click on the Create New Design button. This will open a new work plane for you. This will be where you create your new 3D design. In the upper left corner of your page, you'll find a cube. Rotating that cube will also rotate your work plane. This will allow you to view your project from any angle. Higher in the upper left corner, you'll find an auto-generated name for your project. Click on the name to rename it. When sending a project to the library, you will want to put your name and then the name of your project. In this case, I will use Teens as my name and Example as the project. On the right side of the page, you will find the different shapes and tools to create your design. For this tutorial, I'll be making a keychain. Starting with a box, click and drag the box onto the work plane. Once the box is on the work plane, you will see multiple black and white squares around the box, as well as a black cone above it. The white square at the top of the box controls how tall the box is. Click on the white square and drag it down to shorten the box until it is 2 millimeters in height. Move the work plane so that you can see the top of the box. You can do this by clicking and dragging the cube or by clicking on the side of the cube that says Top. To adjust the width and depth of the box, we'll use one of the white corner squares. You can either click on the square and then click on the number and type the size you want, or you can click and drag the square to the desired size. Next, we'll add the shape round roof. Click and drag it onto the work plane. Change your view to the left side of the work plane. Above the shape, there are arcing arrows. Clicking on the arrows allows you to rotate the shape. Rotate it 90 degrees. Like the white squares, you can also type the number in. Notice that the shape is now partially below the work plane. The black cone above the shape raises and lowers it. Use the cone to raise the shape up until the number in the white box says 0. Now we need to rotate the round roof shape so its flat side faces the box. This is done using the arcing arrows at the bottom of the shape. Adjust the height of the round roof to 2 millimeters, the same height as the box. We want the round roof the same depth as the box. Click on one of the white squares and change the depth to 30. Turn the view back to the top. We want to now put the two shapes together. You can do this by either clicking on one of the shapes and using the arrow keys to move it, or by clicking and dragging the shape. An easy way to line up your shapes is to highlight the shapes together by clicking and dragging over them. Once they are both highlighted, press the L key on your keyboard. The L key causes a row of black circles to appear. These circles allow you to move the shapes together to left, right, or center on all sides. In my case, I am going to click on the center circle so that my two shapes are centered together. Highlighting the shapes again, I am now going to group them together to make one shape. You will find the Group button in the upper right corner of the work plane area. Next, let's add a hole at the top of the keychain. Select the hole version of the cylinder shape. You can tell it's the whole version because of the gray stripes. Resize the cylinder. I made mine 4 millimeters. Since this is going to make a hole, the height just needs to be taller than your project. Click and drag the cylinder to where you'd like the hole to be on your keychain. Again, I'm going to highlight the shapes and use the L key to make sure the hole is centered. Turn your work plane to the front. To make sure your hole goes all the way through your project, lower the cylinder so it goes below the work plane. Do this by using the black cone above the cylinder to click and drag the shape. Highlight the shapes and click Group. This allows us to see the hole in the project. Clicking the house symbol on the left side of the screen centers the view of the project. Now that the base of the keychain is done, we can add on to the design. I'm going to use the text shape to add words. Resize the text so that it is only 1 millimeter or 2 above the base of the keychain. You can either resize the width and depth of the text now or after you change the word. To change the word in the text shape, click on the text. In the upper right-hand corner of the work plane, setting options for the text shape will appear. Select the box that says text and then type your new text in. So we can see it easier, I'm going to change the color of the text. When your project is printed out, it will be in one color. The color is determined by what material is in our 3D printer at the time. To add another line of text, you can either click and drag a new text shape onto your work plane, or click on your current text and copy and paste using Ctrl-C and then Ctrl-V. When you have completed your keychain design, highlight all your shapes and group them together. This helps prevent any accidental shape movement. Next, I'm going to use our keychain base to make a luggage tag. For this, I'm going to highlight the keychain and ungroup the text shapes from the base. The Ungroup button is found next to the Group button in the upper right-hand corner. Clicking on only the base, use Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V to copy-paste a new base. I'm going to group my original keychain back together before moving it. I want my tag to be larger than my keychain. I chose to ungroup the whole before the tag base first. Then I make my tag base larger before resizing and centering the whole. I'm going to group my base shape back together before adding onto it. Again, using the text shape to add words to the tag. This time I'm going to make the text the same height as the tag base, and then use the black cone above to lift it so it can be seen above the base. Adjust the size and words of the text as we did before. Once you've finished your design, highlight your shapes together and group them. It's a good idea to check your design from different angles to make sure your shapes are where you want them. Here's another example of a keychain. Normally you would not want all your designs on the same work plane, as it could get confusing. For the last example, I'll copy and paste the tag base. This time, rotating the base 90 degrees. Again, I'll use the text shape as we have in previous examples. To adjust the width and depth this time, I'm going to use the black squares. These allow you to adjust one side at a time. You can add other shapes to your tag. I'm going to use the star shape. Resize the shape to fit your tag. With shapes like the star, the height of the star changes the way it will look on your tag. I shortened the star to 2 millimeters and then used its black cone to raise it to the tag's height. Remember, when you are adjusting your design, make sure you look at it from different angles. You can use the arcing arrows to rotate a shape so it fits its space better. As a reminder, I am centering my design by highlighting the shapes together and then pressing the L key. When you are done with your design, highlight the shapes together and group them. Now that you've completed your project, here are the steps for sending it for printing. We also have these steps listed out on the Teens page of the Champaign Public Library website. When you're ready to send your project to print, click on the Send To button found in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Scroll down to the bottom and click on Invite People. Then click on Generate New Link. If you have previously generated a link for this project, click on Generate New Link. Click on Copy Link. The bar should turn green and say Link Copied. Once you have copied the link, go to your email. Paste the link in your email. Please make sure your name is in the email before sending it to teens@champaign.org.